Okay, welcome back. This is round two. Now this is going to be still on trim, but this is a single engine because it's going to be a lot more difficult. Let me kill this motor real quick. The same thing as my last video about the trim, setting it up. I'm not going to give you any graphics or anything special. Now this is arcade mode, but I did put my controls on full reel, just only for the external view. Now let's kick on the motor. Now what? You got to pay attention to your motor. This is going to tell you everything you need to know. Clockwise. You see that? Now because my motor's going clockwise, now if I'm inside I would have to raise my seat or adjust it so I can see around that nose. Alright, so we got a clockwise engine turn, which means the torque is going to want, let's see, it's also going to want to it's going to want to roll the airplane to the left, okay, like to the left this way, like you were turning left in the air. But since it can't because we're on the ground, it's actually going to want to roll the aircraft to the right. So we're going to want to apply trim to the positive. On my page up key, set it on about 20. Remember to set your elevators. Now flaps you can use, they're probably really healthy on this Mustang. Now it's important to note that on these higher horsepower single engine aircraft, when you full throttle it, it is going to want to throw the nose down, especially on this Mustang. It's going to want to throw that the nose right down toward the ground when we go to straighten out. So you will have to adjust for that slightly. Other than that, you should be fine. Now you should still be able to take off with the trim. Okay? Just your trim, nothing else. Make sure. Okay, sweet. I applied the positive elevator. Get myself going. Bam, in the air, trim only. Okay, start pulling my trim down. Now it's going to be able to roll to the left, so you're going to want to adjust for that also. The faster you go, once you get your speed going and there's less torque in the engine, like once you're basically at max power and your already speed is going, you're going to experience less torque, so it's going to actually start to level itself out and not want to torque your plane to the side. It's kind of it's the kind of thing that explains to you why that jet helicopter thing that the Germans was developing would have never worked, because it would have just, as soon as they would have lifted off the ground and released the grip on the ground, the aircraft itself would have just started spinning the opposite way of the jet engine thing, propellers. So it would have never went anywhere at all. But I think anybody with common sense probably knows that, unless they had something with equal force or torque spinning it the other way. Alright, so where's this target at? Yeah, but once my speed's up, you won't need any rudder, anything like that. You can even pull your trim down, your elevator trim, that is. Won't be needing that either. See how I'm just still wanting to, feels like it's still wanting to go to the left slightly. Let me put my trim up. Alright, man, this is basically it. Once you get your speed going, the torque will cease. Like, you won't feel as much torque, you're already at max spin. So it's a real thing. You're only going to experience during power ups or power downs. If I were suddenly to cut power, it wouldn't do anything, especially if I'm already leveled out my rudder and such. But yeah. Remember, I do use mouse relative, not joystick. I don't. Why use joystick when I have a joystick in my hand if I want to use it? Chopped him into. I split his arrow in twade. But there you go, man. It's just a little something for you guys. And that's it. I don't even know if I'll end up uploading this one, but just so y'all know, say we're in case someone says, well, on the other video you said you should be able to take off with nothing but trim, but you were in a double engine, and they were both spinning opposite directions, so you really didn't experience any torque. Well, I just showed you in one of the hardest aircraft to take off in full reel, especially when it does that nose dive, around 50 or 60 mile an hour. When it straightens out the plane, it actually overcompensates and basically tries to slam the engine into the ground. Yeah, we didn't need that wheel. Let me just go ahead and put the other one up if it'll go up. It's not going to go up, so here's Johnny. Let's do some spins and circles. Thanks for watching.